Hey everybody, it is Jarrett with an in-between episode. It is Saturday, even as of for this recording. We're gonna record tomorrow. Couldn't do it last week because Matt was out of town. This episode should have came out last week, but I just waited until you know, now. That way, all the matches are set up for TLC. And so I just wanted to wait until, everything's all settled down before I make my predictions for TLC. Uh, First one up is going to be the Women's Tag Team Championship. Nia and Shayna versus Asuka and question mark because, they taken out Lana last Monday. And we don't know who Asuka's partner is going to be. My guess, I would like to see the Pirate Princess come back, Kairi Sane, but she's gone. That'll be an epic return, even though she said she's leaving, but she'll come back. But that's not going to happen. Um, it would be nice. And looking at the remainder of the women's roster, I really don't see anybody special teaming up with her. I don't think they're gonna break up Dana Brooke and Mandy, um, unless the storyline comes down that it's not gonna be Asuka. It's gonna be Mandy and Dana, unless I I predict it's gonna be Charlotte Flair that comes back. This would be a perfect time for her to come back. Uh, Her injury has been healed um, from the past. This would be a good return for her instead of next month for the Rumble. Uh, that would be nice for Charlotte Flair and um, Asuka to team up to take down Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. That way we can get the Shayna or Nia versus Asuka for the Raw Championship, which should have happened a long time ago. I think it was I can't remember when. I think it was during Backlash. But anyway, um, so yeah, hopefully it's Asuka and Charlotte Flair, and they would win the you know Women's Tag Team Championship. Moving on, the Raw Men's Tag Team Champion, the New Day versus the Hurt Business. Well, for this one, I think it would be the Hurt Business. Um, should win. Storyline wise, needs to win. Unless one of a couple of things is going to happen with this. Now I'm gonna for this one. It's not a prediction. It's just one of the three outcomes I think is going to happen with for aftermath of out of this match. Um, First is you know New Day wins, Day retains, and you know Cedric Alexander will get you know he'll get mad, say, "Hey, I pinned both the guys of the New Day, and this I can't believe Shelton Benjamin's holding me back. I can do this. Thanks for the help. I can do this on my own." And he will challenge, uh, you know, will you get off me? He would challenge the Bobby Lashley for the U.S. Championship. I don't. That's a possibility. Another possibility is the Hurt Business win, and we'll get the Hardy Bros, Matt Hardy and uh, Riddle, will challenge the Hurt Business for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now I don't see that because we haven't seen Riddle versus Bobby. I think that's going to come up during the Rumble, um, or maybe prior to the Rumble of him Riddle challenging Bobby for the U.S. Championship. I think that's on the horizon. Um, maybe not. So that's what I think is going to come out of this tag team champion whether the Hurt Business wins or the New Day wins. Uh, the Fiend versus Randy Orton. Uh, a Firefly. Let's call it what it is. It's an Inferno match. Um, I don't think it's gonna be. I really don't know who would win this one. My money's on the Fiend, unless it's gonna be like the WrestleMania, John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in the Firefly Funhouse, or it's just a recorded match, something like that. But anyway, yeah, I still think the Fiend will win. He needs a win under his belt. Um, I guess against Randy Orton. Randy Orton's gonna be here and there. He's gonna be a while, before he retires. So yeah, I'll give this one to the Fiend. Next one is, SmackDown's Women's Championship, Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Um, I would have to give this to Banks on account of she held it so far up till tomorrow. She will held on to the belt for 2 months. Um, I don't I don't see him Vince giving Carmella a 3-time SD championship. Maybe, maybe not. You never know. Because I'd rather see um, Banks versus Bianca Belair for the SD than Belair, or not, yeah, Belair versus Carmella. Uh, that match is less likely than the Banks versus not. Oh man, I'm lost in words. But yeah, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Um, Next is the WWE Championship, Drew versus AJ Styles in the TLC match. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Um, you know what? Let me come back to that one. The Universal. Let's jump to the Universal. Reigns versus Owens, and also in the TLC match. Now, I'm not gonna pick a winner for this one. Although I am a Reigns fan, um, I would put my money on him winning. However, I do heard wasn't Raw Talk. I can't remember what show it was, but you know Goldberg was on it, and they were saying Goldberg might come back just to face Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now that might happen. Uh, I don't see it happening for WrestleMania. Maybe just to get that match. Who knows? Point is, I don't think they're gonna have Reigns lose just to win the Rumble, just to challenge Owens or whoever for at WrestleMania. I don't see that happening. But then again, uh, you can't really count out Owens, especially in this TLC match, as well as you still have Jay lurking around in this match. At some point, he could come in, jack up Owens like he did in the past couple of weeks on SmackDown. So I'm not gonna really give a winner for this one because there's so many storylines that can unfold from whoever wins and how they get a rematch and whatnot. So I'm just gonna leave that as that. Um, yeah. Going back to Drew versus AJ Styles. Now, again, this kind of goes back to you know um, Reigns versus Owens. AJ has almost lurking right by his side, right outside the ring, and this time he can get involved. Not only that, you have The Miz also lurking around with his buddy John. So Drew is basically face. It's like Drew versus. It's one on what is that 4? 1-on-4 possibly. Uh, you know, Miz says he'd rather face AJ Styles than Drew. I don't blame him. Uh, if somehow the Miz pops up, Sheamus can come down and help Drew on, help him out. Who knows? So I think Drew would win this. Um, and then, get cashed on by the Miz. Or AJ will win. I know I just said Drew would win, but there is also the possibility of AJ winning and then being cashed out on the Miz and then him winning. Uh, yeah. So, but I'll give my nod to Drew. But if the other one happens, I won't take. Yeah, I told you guys so. So yeah. So quick rundown, recap. Women's tag, I think it's Asuka and Charlotte Flair winning. Raw tag team men's, I think it's the Hurt Business. The Fiend will win against Randy. Banks will win against Carmella for the SD Women's Champ. Drew would win, and for the Universal, I'll just watch it and just you know, uh, I'll just watch it. And I really don't. I know I want Reigns to win, but however, storyline, I don't know. So I'll just watch that and just be done with it. I was gonna do, a single hentai review, but I'll save that for another in between episode. Um, I've been thinking. This whole past week. I've been looking at camcorders because I kind of want to start a YouTube channel for this, for our hentai reviews, and maybe a little more, active stuff. Um, if you want to see us, what we look like, if you haven't seen us, what we look like at cons, um, you know, email us or at tide at gmail.com. Um, you know, because I really want to do a J list food snack testing that they send out every month, but I'm still waiting on until for their shipping requirements. They'll go back to normal because I'm not paying $30 for DHL because that's all they have. It's not worth it. Uh, so yeah, give us what email us, and again, uh, just an in between episode. Oh, another thing, since Attack on Titan the final season is, I just started watching. I guess towards the end of the first season, I'm watching pretty much binge watching it now. I read it, and then up until they kept on stacking too many objectives on, trying to get to the basement, and I couldn't deal with it, so I'd stopped reading it. Now it's the final season. I'm like, you know what? I'll just finish it just to finish it. Um, Before I wasn't a big fan of Titan. I was before because of the whole mystery, but then it got a little too political, where I up to the point where I stopped reading. So hopefully I can get past that. Now it's being animated and just finish it out. So yeah, that was my TLC predictions. Um, Thoughts on you starting a YouTube channel. I know I haven't really done much on Twitch. I keep forgetting to hit that share button, but I know Life in the Bronze League isn't really Life in the Bronze League, consider I'm now in silver. Um, you never know what happens when it gets towards the end of the season. You know how that happens. You'll just start going losing and just going down to bronze until the next season starts up, and then the whole process starts all over again. So yeah, recording. To that's that. That's about it. Again, this is Saturday the 19th. We'll be recording tomorrow. So look for that. Yeah. All right. Till tomorrow for recording. This should be up by time I'm done. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.